Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and my tutorial on this easy evening / going out makeup look. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this really easy sort of smoky and sultry brown eyeshadow look. So let's get started. And as always, I like to use my trusty Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. It's my favourite one. I feel like it just makes my makeup, especially my eyeshadow, last for a long time. And with primer, guys, all you really need is like quite a light layer. It doesn't need to be like too heavy, just sort of like that. And then you just want to kind of pat it on. And because we're going for quite a brown, kind of sultry, smoky eye, I kind of don't need to actually get rid of that much discoloration on my eyelids, because funnily enough, my eyelids are naturally quite brown. So that's why I'm not really putting on any concealer underneath first, because if I sort of, say for example, was using something quite bright, or, you know, like a really brightly coloured eyeshadow, it'd be a case of where I'd pop on a concealer first to really bring that colour out. But as for today, we're going for like a really nice, easy brown smoky eye, so I can kind of work, in a weird way, I can kind of work with the discoloration on my eyes. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm going to go in with my crease colour. And I actually kind of put together my like eyeshadow colours, or some of my favourite ones, in like a little palette like this. These are a mixture of kind of like MAC and Anastasia Beverly Hills colours. So my crease colour that I'm going to go in with first is going to be this one over here, and this is called Sienna. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow. I'm going to take my trusty 217 brush, of course, and I'm going to go in with this in the crease. And all you want to do is just go inside the crease. And this 217 brush is great. It sort of does the work for you in terms of blending it upwards and creating that really nice sort of faded look in the crease. A lot of the time, some of us try and move like our brush like up or down. And actually, when you've got a decent blending brush, you can actually just go right inside the crease, sit in there, and just follow that crease back and forth. And when you're blending your crease colour, guys, always make sure you start from the outside and work your way in. And where you first put your brush is where you're going to get the most amount of products. That's where it's going to be the darkest, and you sort of want that kind of faded look. So you're going to start from the outside and then just blend that inwards and out. So once I've done that, I'm going to clean it up a bit. So I always like to use a clean blending brush. Again, this is another 217. So when I say 217, by the way, guys, I mean like the 217 MAC blending brushes. I always forget to say the brand of those. I'm just going to use a clean one, and I'm just going to kind of go over just the outside of what I've done, I guess, just the edges, just to soften that out. So this is a great tip if you feel like you kind of maybe went too heavy with the crease colour earlier, or you feel like, you know, it's just not kind of nicely blended in, like that. And then your next step is going to be your eyelid colour. The reason I call this like a really nice, easy brown smoky eye is because you're basically going to use one colour all over the eyelid, and it's going to be quite a blown out smoky eye look. And I think this just looks really sultry, really lovely for the evenings, and it's really quick to do. So we're going to go in with the eyelid colour, and I'm going to use another one of my single eyeshadows. This one here, I've actually labelled this one. So as you can see, I haven't labelled all of them, just simply because I just didn't really have time. So this one has been labelled, and this one actually is a limited edition eyeshadow from MAC. I know you can get similar colours, but this one's called Deep Fixation, and it's a lovely sort of like bronzy brown colour. For this, I'm going to use my 233 brush, again from MAC as well. And for this eyelid colour, you really want to sort of pack this on, because you want to kind of build up the depth. So how you want to do that is by just putting on a layer first, so kind of like going in with the first layer, and then you want to keep going back into your palette. You'll hear my tapping because I tap off the excess, so always make sure you tap off the excess of your eyeshadow, otherwise you get loads of fallout. And then you just want to keep building that up all over the eyelid, up into your crease. And guys, you probably noticed I've kind of left the inner corners out, because obviously I'm going to be using like an inner corner highlight in a second. And then what you want to do to sort of like blend this all out is you want to take your 217 again, the one that you used first for your crease colour, and you sort of want to go over the crease one more time. What this does is it blends out the two colours that you've just put together. So your eyelid colour and your crease colour, you kind of want to blend them out quite softly. And as you start to blend it out, you can see it starts to almost like fade upwards and give you that nice cool little blown out effect. Like that. So I always kind of have two blending brushes with me. One that I obviously use to put and apply colour and blend colour, and then another clean one to use just to kind of clean up. I sort of use it as like a little bit like my eraser, and I think that trick really works well. I'm going to use the same Sienna colour that I used in my crease, and I'm going to use that underneath. So obviously you want to balance out what you've done at the top, and you want to do the same thing underneath. So same colour, and you just want to apply this underneath the eyes. I have no idea why I'm holding this up like this, but it just felt comfortable, so you just want to blend it underneath like so. So again, you're starting to kind of now get an effect where it's an all over smoky eye. And at first, don't worry, this will come together, similar to how you're probably looking at my face right now thinking, oh my god, she just got brown eyeshadow everywhere. But it will come together, I promise you, so bear with me. Also, we need to balance it out by applying the same colour, the Deep Fixation, the MAC one, underneath as well. So obviously you want to do the same thing. So again, really easy guys, you're basically just using two eyeshadow colours, doing the same thing at the top and the bottom. So we've got our eyeshadows on, and as you can see, when I usually blend my eyeshadows, I kind of follow this direction just here, and I sort of give my eyeshadow, I guess, a little bit of an angle. The best way to do that is if you look at the corner of your eye, up to the end of the eyebrow, just there, that's going to kind of give you a direction as to kind of lifting the eyeshadow up, right? And giving you more of an angle as to where to go with it. So when I blend it out, I sort of just follow that angle, and especially when I'm doing underneath, again, I follow it going like more upwards, and it sort of gives me that lifted look. So guys, once you put your eyeshadow on, we're obviously going to create that kind of smokiness, and I like to do that with, I'm going to try and hold this up because it's so little, these things called Kajals, which is basically like a little, like a black kind of eyeliner crayon, if that's the best way to describe it. But Kajals are so nice and soft. They're so easy to sort of smudge out. Any kind of Indian or Pakistani clothing store or jewelry store will probably sell them. They're actually really cheap. So I actually got this one probably, I think from Malaysia actually, funnily enough. So when I went on holiday. Now you could do something similar with a black eyeshadow. So if you've got, or like a black normal black eye pencil, so don't think that you have to kind of go out there and get one of these. Anything soft or smudgy, anything like that is going to work for this step. So what you want to do is you almost want to line the tops of the eyes with this, and get this, you guys are going to love this part, but it doesn't have to be perfect because guess what, we're going to smudge it out. So really just sort of go in with it. All you want to do is you want to make sure that it's really dark, because if the intensity is not there, it's not going to work well with this look. So really kind of go in, define the top of the eye. I love these Kajal sort of crayons. I call them crayons, but I don't think that's what they are. They're basically just called Kajal, right? They're just really nice and soft and smudgy, and I love using it on the waterline as well, which is what I'm going to do. Okay, so once you've got that on, you're going to get a little, I guess you could use like an angle brush. This brush is a 214, again from MAC, and it's like a little mini shader brush. So nice and flat, it's got a good little edge to it. And I'm going to use this just to smoke out and basically smudge out the eyeliner that we've done on top with the Kajal. So I'm just going to go over the top, and you really just want to run this back and forth. Almost like smudge it into the eyeshadow. And this is why this step is cool, because you don't have to be perfect with it. It's the first time you don't have to be perfect with eyeliner, hey? Who doesn't love that? And you might need to keep running your brush sort of back and forth. I call this almost like my smoky eyeliner. So I told you guys it's going to start to come together. You should trust me. So that starts to create, you know, a really nice bit of definition on the top of the eyes. Bit of smudginess, bit of smokiness. And guess what? We're going to do the same thing on the bottom. So I'm going to apply the same Kajal on my waterline, and I really want to make sure this is nice and dark. Oh, watery eyes. If anyone gets watery eyes when they do like their waterline, just take a big sniff, so go, and it will just like help. I don't know why it helps, but it helps, so just try that out. But yeah, you really want to make sure this is nice and intense. We're going for really kind of sultry smokiness. I'm going to take the same shader brush, and I'm going to smoke that out underneath as well. Again, blending into that brown eyeshadow that you've done at the bottom. So that's basically what you want to do for the eyeshadows and the eyeliner. Told you it was nice and simple and easy as well. My favourite thing to do next is obviously my lovely inner corner highlight. I'm going to use my Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop, of course. Now, I would open this up. Unfortunately, it smashed. So yeah, it hurt my heart too. It smashed when I was traveling, so if I open this up it's basically going to go everywhere. But Champagne Pop is a beautiful highlighter colour. This is not actually technically an eyeshadow, but if you guys have seen my videos before, you know that I love using like multi-using products. It's actually a highlighter that I use on my cheeks, but I love using this in the inner corners of my eyes as well because it just brings out that lovely glow. I can't believe it smashed. It was so sad. So I'm going to use my smashed highlighter. That's not the name of the brand, by the way, just in case you've skipped the video. So I'm going to go in and just pop that in the inner corners of my eyes. And really kind of like build up that glow. And I can use the same highlighter just underneath my eyebrow bone as well. So I'm just going to go in now and curl my eyelashes with my favourite Shu Uemura eyelash curler. If anyone out there has eyelashes like me, which basically just do not curl and just go straight out, this is one of my favourite eyelash curlers of all time. And then of course I'm just going to pop on some mascara as well before I put on my eyelashes. Good old mascara face. So then I'm going to go in with my lovely Huda Beauty lashes, and these ones are Coco Jo, and I've also popped on the glue at the back of my hand already. So this is a really good tip. Let the glue sit on the back of your hand whilst you're like sort of applying your mascara or take your lashes out the packet and stuff. It gives the glue some time to dry on the back of the hand and makes it quite tacky so that your lashes aren't kind of sliding around everywhere when you try and put them on. So guys, always put on a really thin line of glue just on the top just there, and then you just want to go in to the tops of the lashes and stick in the middle first, and then you can kind of sort out the ends. Okay, so my lashes are on. I'm just going to pop on a little bit of mascara just on my bottom lashes as well, just to even those out. I nearly always poke myself in the eye. And then my eyes water, and then it's basically just game over because I already have my lashes on, my eyeshadows on. Yeah, basically guys, don't poke yourselves in the eye if you're putting on bottom lash mascara, is the moral of the story. Just lifting up my eyelashes. Oh my god, this eyelash is being really annoying. So my last thing that I want to do is just to make sure that the eyelashes are nice and blended in. Take the kajal or whatever you've used, like black eyeshadow or black pencil, and just go over sort of the top of the lash line so that it blends in nicely. And all that does is it's going to make your false eyelashes look like as close as they can to sort of look like they're like your natural lashes. And then if you need to just top up in the waterline, I also just do that because I like it quite intense. So I've just finished off with a full coverage glowy skin, and to see what products I use, head over to part 2 of the video. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, don't forget to stick around for the bloopers at the end. And if anyone is actually interested in learning how to do their own makeup, I do actually teach private one-to-one makeup lessons, so just drop me a message if you want to know more. As always guys, thank you for watching, and stay beautiful, stay you. I need to pick that up. So before I take, obviously, what was I saying? So, this is what happens when you forget your words. Okay, let's try that one more time. Eyelash isn't sticking. Look at it. To this makeup tutorial where I'm gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah.